Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to your Jupiter in Cancer astrology predictions for 2025 for the 12 zodiac signs. Jupiter is entering the sign of Cancer on June 9th of 2025 and it's going to remain here until June of 2026. So for an entire year, Jupiter is going to bring a lot of opportunities for expansion, for knowledge, for wisdom, for excitement and optimism in the areas of our lives where we have the sign of Cancer. Jupiter is exalted in this sign. It is very strong. The potential that this planet has and the effects that it can give us in our lives can be very strong, during this transit. So it is worth mentioning, though, that as Jupiter enters the sign of Cancer, is going to be in a square to Saturn and Neptune, which by this time are going to be at the first and second degree of Aries. And this square between these planets is going to ask for a lot of action, is going to ask for hard work that might potentially be rewarded as Jupiter continues in the sky and then reaches a trine to Saturn by October 11th of 2025. So from October 11th until the end of 2025, Jupiter is going to be now in a trine to Saturn, and we might potentially get a lot of results associated with the work that we've put in 2024, when these two planets were in a square with each other between the signs of Gemini and Pisces, but also of the work that we put in 2025 with the squares of Saturn, Neptune, and Jupiter between Aries and Cancer. So we've worked very hard. At least everybody that I know of, they've put a lot of work in 2024 with the squares. But I think by the end of 2025, we're going to have some long-lasting rewards that are going to be there for a while, because the trine to Saturn talks about rewards that we may be receiving that are standing the effect of time, that are going to be there for a long time, with Saturn being the planet of time in general. On August 11th of next year, there's going to be a conjunction between Venus and Jupiter in the sky, and I think this can be a wonderful time for some beautiful memories that a lot of us can be doing. We're going to feel this energy a week before and a week after. At around this time, Mercury will also be in opposition to Pluto, but Mercury moves very fast in the sky, faster at least than Venus. So, there might be maybe some power struggles over there, but I feel like we're still going to be more on the positive side with this conjunction of Venus and Jupiter in the sky. And like I said, Jupiter is very strong here, and Venus in the sign of Cancer is very pleasant, is very nurturing. I don't know if you've met somebody that has Venus in Cancer, but these people are the most nurturing people you can ever meet, that can be there for you and do a lot of things for you. But this conjunction between these two planets in the sign of Cancer can talk about some wonderful memories that we can create with other people, financial expansion also, because Venus is a planet of finances after all, but also we can experience expansion when it comes to pleasures and the things that we value in this lifetime. So yeah, August 11th, a week before and a week after, is probably going to be a memorable time too. So yeah, these are some of the points that I touched for the 12 zodiac signs for 2025 with this transit. Please remember to show some support for my work if you want to, if you resonate, and you can like, subscribe, and share this video with people that you think are going to benefit from it. Before starting with the 12 zodiac signs, remember that I am a Western astrologer and I follow tropical zodiac. And if you want to resonate with this video more, make sure to follow the whole sign system, because that's how this video is calculated. So yeah, now without further ado, let's start with the 12 zodiac signs. I wish you the best of luck with this transit. Hello dear Aries suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Jupiter in Cancer astrology predictions for the 12 zodiac signs. This is going to be a very exciting transit for all of us, but especially for you, dear Aries, because On June 9th of 2025, Jupiter is going to enter your fourth house, which is an angular house, meaning that it's going to affect your career, your identity, and also your relationships, but probably in a more positive way, because Jupiter is very strong in the sign of Cancer. It's considered to be exalted in the sign of Cancer. A lot of you Aries are going to have opportunities to expand in your home environment. Some of you are going to make, to build a new room, or to change one bathroom to two bathrooms. You're going to expand your home environments in one way or another. And others of you are simply going to make your home environment a nice place to be in, an exciting place to be in, a place that brings you joy, hope, and optimism about the future. Others of you, Aries, are going to have opportunities to relocate far away. And that is because Jupiter rules the ninth house for you of travels, foreign travels, and also the 12th house of faraway lands. So a lot of you, Aries, are going to decide to relocate somewhere further away, somewhere you maybe have been wanting to move to for a while, but it can be a place that can bring a lot of hope and optimism and excitement about life and about the future in general, because of the strength of Jupiter here in the sign of Cancer. Others of you Aries are going to have opportunities to increase your knowledge in very profound ways that can make you very powerful in whatever you know and whatever you're interested in and you research for. With Jupiter being the ruler of your ninth house of higher knowledge, a lot of you are going to maybe sit in the comfort of your home, in your home environment, in your room, maybe in a corner in your room, and you're going to learn so many things. Get in the internet, maybe learn, study about things that you're very interested in. And whatever knowledge you're going to gain during this transit for 1 year, that's how long transits for Jupiter last. It's going to be from June 2025 to June of 2026. Whatever knowledge you accumulate during this time is going to stick with you for a long time. You're going to be able to get this information very fast, but also be able to absorb it very easily. At least way easier compared to when we had Jupiter in Gemini. Another thing that could happen for some of you Aries can be related to real estate matters. A lot of you may have to focus a lot on legal matters related to your home, related to your real estate. Some of you are going to buy a new house, some of you are going to sell. So you have maybe some legal matters that you have to address with Jupiter in the sign of Cancer. For others of you Aries, this transit is going to bring opportunities to connect with people at an emotional level. A lot of you are going to meet maybe mentors and gurus that or advisors that you're going to invite maybe in your home environment, like literally at your home, or you're going to connect with these individuals at a spiritual level, at an emotional level, because Jupiter is in the fourth house, and the fourth house is the house of emotions. I do think a lot of your Aries are going to be way more optimistic about life in general. You're going to feel this lighter energy and more exciting energy with Jupiter here, especially knowing that Pluto has been in your 10th house for so long, and it has triggered that fourth house of your inner world and emotions in very profound ways and very transformative ways, sometimes in a lighter energy and sometimes, in the darker side of energy. But with Jupiter in the fourth house, a lot of you are going to feel so much excited and hopeful about life in general, about the opportunities that are going to come your way. A lot of you are going to focus more on the glass half full than half empty with Jupiter in the fourth house. And especially because, like I said, Jupiter is very strong here. So I'm very excited for you, actually, Aries, with this transit here. Now, like I said, Jupiter is going to trigger your 10th house. A lot of you are going to expand in your careers, are going to become stronger in your careers too. Meaning that you can come across as more charismatic, more joyful to be around, but at the same time more knowledgeable. A lot of you Aries are going to come across as somebody that people can go to for advice and to learn things from you. Some of you are going to expand in your careers. Maybe you're going to earn a new place that brings more power to you, more wealth as well. More resources may come your way. Jupiter here is also going to trigger your first house, and I will talk about the first house in a deep in a deeper way, because well, especially between let me see the date here, June 9th to July 14th, you're going to feel the square between Saturn and Neptune in your first house and Jupiter in the fourth house. So in the first 2 months of this transit, you're going to feel this need and push to move forward with real estate matters. And, it can be all these things that I previously talked about. But also, a lot of you are going to embrace a more authentic way of your identity with this square. A lot of you are going to probably set boundaries with family members, maybe individuals that have not been nice to you in the past. Others of you are going to choose to heal from relationships with family members from the past. Some of you Aries are also going to decide to heal at the emotional level from past experiences, especially associated with your childhood. You're going to decide to heal from them with a square to Neptune. And the conjunction of Saturn and Neptune here in your first house can indicate this need and desire to push forward no matter how difficult it is. And a lot of you are going to push forward into healing, which is Neptune, and pushing forward is Saturn in Aries, no matter how hard it is. And that square to Jupiter is going to make a lot of your Aries focus on the end goal, on the optimism that Jupiter is bringing you in the sign of Cancer, because you want to expand in your emotional world. You want to heal in the emotional world. You want to leave behind maybe all identities and all traumas that don't serve you anymore, so that you can be and feel lighter at the emotional level. So a lot of you are going to embrace a lot of healing, and you're going to work for it, because this is a square. It's still a square between Saturn and Jupiter. We kind of felt it in the sign of Gemini and Pisces, but these are different signs now, and Jupiter is the strongest one here. That's why I think a lot of Aries are going to focus on personal expansion, on a home environment expansion, on emotional expansion and healing. Jupiter, like I said, is stronger than Saturn and Neptune in the sign of Aries. So, yeah, I'm actually excited. I think this is going to be a very positive transit for you. But now moving forward, a day that I think is going to be very exciting in the sky for 2025 related to this transit is on August 11. We're going to have a conjunction between Venus and Jupiter in the sign of Cancer. And again, like I said, Jupiter is the strongest here. Venus is also good and pleasant in the sign of Cancer, in a water sign. And it's going to bring a lot of opportunities for healing, for nurturing, for having pleasant experiences with other people. If you want to invite somebody over in your house, I would advise to do so, because the odds are that you're going to have some, beautiful memories happening together. This conjunction can also indicate, like I mentioned earlier, healing in the emotional level, looking at the world in a more optimistic way and a positive way, noticing opportunities, noticing positivity everywhere, noticing blessings too. This is so beautiful. And then, Jupiter is going to continue to move in the fourth house for you, but by October 11th, now Jupiter is going to be in a trine to Saturn. So it starts off with a square, and now it meets Saturn in a trine. And Saturn by this time is going to be back in the sign of Pisces in your 12th house. So again, I do notice that theme for Aries of like relocation in foreign lands, but you might be able to finalize this by October of 2025. Others of you, if you're not looking for relocation, this can indicate healing, because Saturn the 12th will give you that. And in that trine, it's going to give a lot of healing at the emotional level. Maybe choosing spirituality to let go and leave behind things that don't serve you anymore. Others of you are going to maybe travel abroad, go to foreign lands. Others of you are maybe going to find strength through individuals that maybe are more secluded in the society. Maybe individuals that are loners, or individuals that are maybe immigrants. Like a lot of you are going to connect with these individuals, and they somehow are going to enrich your emotional world in one way or another. Others of you Aries are going to have beautiful experiences at home. Like I said, a lot of you are going to sit down, learn, study, and increase your knowledge at the comfort of your home. You know, Saturn in the 12th can give you that isolation, and the trine to Jupiter in the 4th can give you the expansion in your home environment. But this expansion can be in the inner world, because the 4th house is also still the house of emotion and your inner world. Jupiter then goes retrograde on November 12th at 25 degrees of Cancer, and is going to be in an exact trine to Saturn. And that's how we're going to close the year of 2025, with that trine energy, which I think is going to be so nice and wonderful. And this can still indicate the opportunity to be at a place that is emotionally satisfying for you. Now, whenever there's a trine to Saturn, we still feel the heaviness of Saturn, but this is more on a constructive way. This is being satisfied with where you are. And this can be tied to your 4th house matters. This can also be tied to your career and public reputation. Some of you are going to feel satisfied with the career that you're in, the job that you have, the status that you have in the world, and also in your relationships with other people, and also your identity and individuality. This is what I have for you, Aries, for this transit. I wish you the best of luck. I am so excited for this transit. But I wish you the best of luck. Please let me know, how was Jupiter in the sign of Gemini so far, because we still have half of the year to go with this transit. But let me know how it's been for you, and are you excited for Jupiter in Cancer? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to show some support and love, please do so by liking, subscribing, sharing this video with people that you think are going to benefit from it. I wish you the best of luck, Aries, and I'll see you on the next video. Hello, dear Taurus suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Jupiter in Cancer astrology predictions for the 12 zodiac signs. Jupiter is entering the sign of Cancer on June 9th of 2025, and it's going to remain there until June of 2026. For an entire year, Jupiter is going to be transiting your 3rd house, Taurus. And Jupiter here is very strong in the sign of Cancer. It's exalted. It's going to be a completely different story from Jupiter in the 2nd house in the sign of Gemini. For a lot of you Taurians, Jupiter here is going to bring a lot of expansion in your communication style. A lot of you are going to come across as more charismatic, more optimistic, more positive, more attractive, more knowledgeable too, in the eyes of other people, in the way how you talk to others and the way how you relate to other people. For others of you, Jupiter here is going to bring you a lot of blessings in learning new things, in absorbing new information. Some of you are going to decide to learn a foreign language too. Jupiter here is going to bring also expansion in skills and certifications that you can get to basically be more skillful and more knowledgeable in your at your work, in your profession, but also generally speaking in life, because the 3rd house is the house of our thinking process and whatever we have in our mind. And Jupiter here is going to give you opportunities to increase that knowledge and to be able to absorb information in a very easy way, because Jupiter is exalted in the sign of Cancer. Others of you Taurians are going to have opportunities to live in a pleasant neighborhood. Maybe your relationships with your neighbors are going to be improved with this transit. Maybe you're going to go out together, spend time together. You're going to increase your social life during this transit too, because Jupiter, after all, rules your 11th house of your social interactions with other people. So, if you've been looking to expand your immediate environment, or to become more popular, or to just get to know people in your immediate environment, you're definitely going to achieve it with this transit. And let's not forget that the nodes are also going to be in your 11th house and 5th house, so you're going to definitely become more sociable in 2025. Now, for others of you Taurians, you're going to have income coming your way through other people's resources, other people's money. If you have your business, you're going to get more clients, because Jupiter rules the 8th house for you as well, which is the house of other people's resources, other people's money. And in the third house, it can indicate that other people's resources come to you in the form of clients, in the form of individuals that want to pay for your knowledge, that want um, to learn from you. You know, you can get that role of a teacher. You know, Jupiter is the teacher with your clients. For others of you, Taurians, you're going to maybe use shared resources and finances to increase your personal knowledge with this transit, or you may use shared resources and finances to expand in your business if you have a business, or you're going to buy a new car as well. That's something that could definitely happen with Jupiter in the third house. It can bring expansion in your vehicles, in vehicles that you use on a daily basis to go from one place to another. Other Sovietarians are going to have opportunities to travel, short distance travels, meaning that you might go somewhere for a weekend. You might do that very often. You might feel very optimistic and hopeful when you do so, because Jupiter is going to expand your horizons and make you feel more excited about going to these new places. This travels can also bring a lot of transformation at the psychological level, at the subconscious level as well, with Jupiter being the ruler of your eighth house. Now, I do want to say that as Jupiter enters your third house, is at the beginning is going to be in a square to Saturn and Neptune, which at this time are going to be at the first and second degree of Aries in your 12th house. And this energy will be felt the most in from June 9th to July 14th. So like for about a month. But I feel like this square to these two planets is going to give an extra push to all of you to accomplish a certain dream that you have related to third house matters. Maybe you've been wanting to buy a car, and this square gives you that tension, that need to be able to complete this. For others of you, maybe you have needed to increase your knowledge in a certain topic, and then there's a square here between Saturn, Neptune, and Jupiter that is going to give you that push again. You will have a need, and then you will want to resolve the need. That's why the square is there. The square is a need for action to be able to resolve it. And with Jupiter being so strong in the sign of Cancer, I think you and us, everyone, is going to be more on the optimistic side of things, because Jupiter is way stronger than Saturn and Neptune in the sign of Aries. So some of you Taurus are going to even work behind the scenes to accomplish a certain dream of yours. You're going to be doing extra work behind the scenes, kind of not telling other people about it, maybe in isolation as well, to accomplish a certain goal that you have in your third house matters, to expand in your third house matters, which are all the things that I talked about earlier. Now, moving forward, in August 11th, we're going to have a conjunction between Venus and Jupiter. And we're going to feel this energy a week before and a week after. But I think this is one of the most positive transits of 2025. This can bring a lot of joy, optimism, in the third house. You might just feel so optimistic about the future, and I do suggest for you Taurians to maybe write in your journal around this time, because the things that you're going to feel around this period are going to be so hopeful and optimistic that you might need to go back to revise and to remember. You might have these pleasant moments, maybe with neighbors, with friends, with your social circle, with your social life. You might be able to communicate with other people in such a pleasant way that is going to make you feel emotionally very happy as well, because the third house is the house of our thinking process. With the conjunction of the two benefics in the sky, the likelihood of you feeling optimistic and happy is like very high. Once you feel that in your mental level, or once you have it in the mental level, of course, is going to translate in your inner world as well, in the emotional world. So August can be a period of happiness and joy for a lot of you. So if you have a wedding to organize, or if you have to meet with people and to organize social gatherings, even to buy a car and things like that, August can be a wonderful time to do so, or to organize some travel, short distance travel, to go somewhere new. Of course, this depends on your personal chart as well. This is a general reading, okay? You always have to consult with your personal chart, when we do these videos. Now, by October 11th, Jupiter is going to now be in a trine to Saturn. Saturn is going to move back into the sign of Pisces in your 11th house, and you have this wonderful, beautiful communication between the 3rd house and the 11th house, which enforces even more the desire, need, and opportunities to increase your circle. Some of you are going to become popular even in social media, in industries that are related with communication, with marketing, with sales as well. A lot of you are going to receive some sort of expansion that can be really long lasting with the transit to, or with the connection to Saturn. A lot of you are also going to reap the rewards of the hard work that you've put into your lives to achieve some sort of goal during 2024. If you've worked very hard in 2024 towards a long-term dream and goal for the future, in 2025, by October 11th, you are going to reap a lot of rewards associated with it. And that is because Jupiter and Saturn have been in a square in 2024, and like I said, they're also going to get in a square in June and July of 2025. So Jupiter and Saturn in connection to each other like that in a square can bring this idealism and this vision that we have, but also the need to put in the hard work, a lot of hard work. So I know a lot of you have maybe put a lot of hard work and intention and resources and a lot of time in some long-term dream and goal that you have had for the future. And I think by the time in 2025, you're going to reap the rewards associated with it. Also, another thing to mention is that the nodes are going to be in the 11th house and the 5th house for you. Like I mentioned in another video, please make sure to check that out. Also, a lot of you are going to have a lot of wish fulfillment next year, which I think is great, right? You deserve it. Now, the Jupiter is going to go retrograde on November 12th at 25 degrees of Cancer, and it's going to be in an exact trine to Saturn. So we're going to close next year in a positive note, in a positive tone, reaping the rewards of hard work. I do want to say that wherever there's a connection to Saturn, the heavy energy is still felt, but the effects and results of whatever work we put in are long lasting with Saturn there. So yeah, this is what I have for you, Taurians, for this transit. I wish you the best of luck. Please let me know in the comments, how has Jupiter in the 2nd house in the sign of Gemini been for you. Please let us know. And are you excited for this new transit? Share that with us as well. I wish you the best of luck, and if you want to show some support, you can like, subscribe, and share this video with people that you think are going to benefit from it. I'll see you on the next video. Hello, dear Gemini suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Jupiter in Cancer astrology predictions. This is probably one of the most exciting transits of 2025. And for you, I think it's going to bring a lot of excitement because it's going to be in your financial sector. Jupiter is entering the sign of Cancer on June 9th of 2025 and is going to remain here in your 2nd house for 1 year. And I think for a lot of you Geminis, there's going to be a lot of opportunities to make a lot of money, a lot of cash. You're going to probably increase your resources. At the same time, though, you might also have more expenses. But you have expenses in a way to where you're making more money and you also can spend more money. Jupiter is very strong in the sign of Cancer. It is exalted here. So the odds are that, the opportunities and the experiences are going to be more on the positive side. A lot of you Geminis, like I said, are going to have opportunities to make more money, to notice situations and opportunities to increase your resources, to get a promotion, to get paid more, or to market yourself at a higher rate, because Jupiter in the 2nd house also brings a lot of self-confidence. It expands your self-worth. This is the house of your natural talents. This is the house where you feel good on your own skin. And Jupiter here is going to expand that feeling. It's going to definitely make you feel more self-confident. And also it's going to bring opportunities your way to value yourself more, but to market yourself at a higher price. So if you, for example, sell a certain service or a certain product, that you might decide to increase the price because you think that it's worth way more. This is also a transit that, in case you're looking for a job or a change of career, that can bring you a new job that pays you more because you are asking for more. Let's say if you've been paid $40,000 a year for forever, then you might speak in the next interview about $60,000, let's say, a year, if you live in the US. So that's like an example, but can be a scenario for some of you Geminis. Others of you are going to earn money through collaborations and through contracts and agreements. Jupiter rules your seventh house. So, whatever agreement and contract that you get in 2025, the second part of 2025 and 2026 might bring more financial rewards your way, or might make you feel more confident and like you have more self-worth, and you're valued more as well. Jupiter rules the 10th house for you. You might be one of the signs that honestly gets the best out of this transit. Just because Jupiter rules your 7th and 10th is like the angular houses, and you might really receive more financial resources and financial rewards through other people, but also through your career and public status. A lot of you are going to receive promotions too through your hard work, with Jupiter being the ruler of the 10th house, but you might also feel more self-confident because of a change of status as well. Some of you might decide to get married or to get in a long-term partnership in a way that changes your status and changes the way how you're seen by other people, but also in a way that increases your self-confidence. Maybe this person is like somebody that you see of high value, which I think is great news. No, that's very nice. Now I do want to say that as Jupiter enters in the sign of Cancer in June, it's first going to be in a square to Saturn and to Neptune in your 11th house. Saturn and Neptune are going to be at first and second degrees respectively in the sign of Aries, which can indicate that you're going to feel a lot of push to fulfill some sort of opportunity and some sort of dream and excitement that you have in the long run. So that can be very well tied to your personal resources and finances with Jupiter in the second house now. But some of you, you might feel this need to work extra hard and push forward to increase your personal finances, to increase your self-confidence, to feel stronger and more confident in expressing your talents and your abilities that you have with the world. So this 10 square between Saturn, Neptune, and Jupiter can bring a need for action. You're going to take action. And as Jupiter continues to move forward in the sky in the sign of Cancer, you're going to eventually also receive the rewards associated with it, which I will talk about in a minute here. But now moving forward, on August 11th, there's going to be a conjunction between Venus and Jupiter in the sky, and I think this is one of the most beautiful transits of 2025. We have the benefics coming together in the sky, but Jupiter is so strong in the sign of Cancer, and Venus is also very good in the sign of Cancer. It's very nurturing. And here, these two benefics can talk about wonderful opportunities to make money, to increase your finances, to increase your self-worth. All the second house things that I talked about. Some of you are going to be more generous with others as well. You are also going to be more generous with yourself. And you might be doing so in a way that you want to beautify maybe your physical body. You want to beautify and increase your possessions, maybe buy more beautiful clothes, take care of your physical body, and you may be doing so that you increase that self-confidence and you feel better on your own skin, which I think is wonderful. Some of you are also going to get teeth work done, I feel like, during this month. If you do so, the odds are that it's going to be more on the positive side for you. But always consult your personal natal chart because it always depends on that. Now, by October 11th, Jupiter in your second house will be in a trine to Saturn in your 10th house. And this is when I think a lot of you are going to receive the rewards of the hard work that you've done in 2024 and 2025, related to some long-term dream and goal that you have for the future, but also related to your career and public status, and also your finances and resources. So in 2024, we had Jupiter and Saturn in a square. We're going to experience that in 2025 as well. And by the time that Saturn and Jupiter get in a trine, that's when we usually receive rewards of the hard work that we put in during the square periods of time. So you might receive financial rewards around this period that is going to be long lasting with a trine to Saturn. You might receive, again, increased self confidence. You might buy possessions that are going to stick with you for a long time. You might buy possessions that elevate your status, that make you feel and make you look wealthier. And some of you are going to look like you have like this generational wealth too with Saturn in the 10th. Saturn is a planet of time, so in the 10th house can indicate of a certain status that you may achieve that are going to be long lasting, that is going to last for a while. So I absolutely love this trine, and this trine is going to last for a while because Jupiter goes retrograde on November, a month later, November 12th at 25 degrees in the sign of Cancer at an exact trine to Saturn and Pisces. And we're going to close 2025 with that energy. I think it's so beautiful. Again, your finances are probably going to be blessed, and also your public status, your career, the industry that you're in. You might have good relationship with authority figures. Maybe they decide to give you a promotion. Maybe they decide to rely more on you because of your knowledge and because of your skill set that you have with Jupiter in the second house. Yeah, I think this is so nice. Like I said, Geminis, I feel like you're one of the signs that are going to receive the most blessings with this transit. So enjoy it while it lasts. You totally deserve to be blessed. This is what I have for you for this video. Please let me know how was Jupiter in your first house, because there are so many people that would love to learn about that, because that's what's upcoming for them with Jupiter in Cancer. Share your knowledge, share your experience, and if you want to show some support, please do so by liking, subscribing, sharing this video with people that you think are going to benefit from this. And I wish you the best of luck, Geminis, and I'll see you on the next video. Hello, dear Cancer suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Jupiter in Cancer astrology predictions for the 12 signs. You are one of the stars, of course, of this transit, because Jupiter is actually entering your first house, Cancers, and it's doing so on June 9th of 2025, and it's going to remain your first house for an entire year, bringing a lot of expansion and a lot of optimism in your sense of identity, in your personality, but also a lot of protection in your physical body too, in your physical health, and the way how you nourish your physical body. Jupiter here is going to bring opportunities to rediscover yourself, Cancers. You're going to understand how much worth you have in your identity, in your personality. This is one of the transits that brings into my mind this quote that I've put a long time ago on my social media. My personality took me places. So a lot of you are going to become more charismatic, more optimistic in your identity, in the way how you interact with other people, and people will want to be drawn to you. Jupiter is strong in your sign. It is exalted in your sign. It is exalted in the first house, and it's going to bring a lot of sense of self-worth. You're going to rediscover even your personal independence, because the first house is the house of our identity, that we are separate from the rest of the world, separate from our relationships and all of that. So a sense of independence, but in a way that you discover how wonderful you are and how much worth you have and how talented you are. And I think it's going to be very profound, very profound discoveries when it comes to your identity and the things that you can do and the person that you can be and the potentials that you have as an individual as well. Jupiter rules your 6th house, which is a house that is responsible for your physical health. And that's why I said a lot of you Cancers are going to be protected in your physical body, are going to be protected in the way how you nourish your physical body, in the diet that you have. Maybe you're going to discover a certain diet that does so good for you. I would say be careful with gaining weight, because sometimes Jupiter in the first house does bring that. But at the same time, if you've been wanting to heal from a certain disease, or you've been wanting to heal from, something that's been bothering you in your health, then this transit can really bring the right knowledge and the right resources and opportunities to heal and to be protected in your physical body, to have the divine protection there. A lot of you are also going to um, have better relationships with your colleagues and co-workers in a way that you can express your identity in a very authentic way. Others of you are going to become more knowledgeable, and you're also going to embody that knowledge that you have in your sense of identity, in your personality as well. Jupiter rules your ninth house, after all, which is the house of higher knowledge. Others of you Cancers might be accepted to higher educational institutions, maybe going to university, going to school, getting a degree, and that somehow also affects your identity and how other people perceive you. Some of you Cancers are also going to have the opportunity to strengthen your sense of identity through daily responsibilities that you may have. You might be more on the road, doing more errands, but as you do so, as these things expand, at the same time it increases your self-confidence because you're so able to accomplish a lot of things on a daily basis. Others of you are going to have opportunities to even travel abroad, and you're going to maybe experience things and meet people that are going to teach you more about yourself, teach you more about your individuality, who you are, and who you can become, basically. Some of you Cancers may even have a lot of focus on some legal matters from June of next year to June of 2026 because of Jupiter ruling your ninth house. But generally speaking, you're probably going to have divine intervention and protection when it comes to your life. The first house is the house where we initiate things. It's the house where a new cycle of our lives start. So a lot of you are going to start a new cycle, and the Jupiter here is going to bring that blessing from God so that you can have some sort of new beginning, some sort of initiation in your lives. And we know through my other videos as well, and the new ones that are to come, that 2025 is going to bring a lot of new energy with generational planets moving into new signs, and these new beginnings may be blessed also by the presence of Jupiter in your first house, for you specifically Cancers. Some of you are also going to be blessed in your relationships. You're going to expand in contracts and collaborations with other individuals. You may have a stronger relationship with a significant other, with a partner that you've been in a long-term relationship with, or with a marriage partner as well. Some of you Cancers are also going to expand in your home environment. Maybe you're going to a bigger house. Maybe you're going to move to a house or to a home that feels more comfortable for you, more joyful, more optimistic. It gives you a sense of positivity in general and makes you feel more lighthearted with this transit. Others of you are also going to have expansion in your career sector. Maybe you're going to be more on the spotlight with Jupiter in the first house, squaring your 10th house of career and public status. Some of you are going to expand on that department. Maybe you can become an authority figure too. With Jupiter in the first house, you can be this person that is super knowledgeable and people come to you for knowledge. Because of that, you might gain attention. You might become also an authority figure in the industry that you're in. Some of you are also going to experience an expansion in your status that can come a little bit with some extra work that I will be talking about here in a minute. But you can definitely receive some blessings in your public status and also in the industry that you are currently working in. Now, as Jupiter enters your first house, it's first going to be in a square to Saturn and Neptune, which are going to be at the first and second degrees of Aries, respectively, in your 10th house. So like I said, you're going to put some hard work. This is not going to be, put on your lap. Here you go, Cancer. Do whatever you want now with these blessings. Like, no, you're going to work hard for these things, and you've probably worked hard in 2024 as well when we've had the squares between Jupiter and Saturn. We're going to also have the squares, like I mentioned, in June and July of 2025 especially, which indicates that you're going to put some extra hard work in your career sector, public status, and how you're known to the world. Some of you are going to have a shift there with Saturn in the 10th house and Neptune there. Some of you are going to choose to heal maybe from um, authority figures or some sort of long-term partner that has not been good for you. You're going to decide to let go and to have a shift in your public status and also how you're known to the world, and also this, maybe relationship that you have with another individual. This can also be a family member because all your houses are actually activated. So some of you are going to set boundaries maybe with a family member. Some of you are going to set boundaries with an authority figure. You're going to take some action here with a square, and you might even set boundaries with a marriage partner as well. Some of you are going to decide to separate from these individuals and let go. Separation is Saturn, let go is Neptune. But all of this is probably going to bring positivity eventually in your life. It might not look like that in the beginning, but with Jupiter in the first house in exaltation, the likelihood is that you're probably going to like it in the long run. Now, moving forward on August 11th, there's going to be a conjunction between Venus and Jupiter, which can be pleasant. These are the two benefics of the sky coming together in your first house. They're blessing your personality, your physical body, the way how you relate to other people. Some of you might meet somebody that you connect deeply with, that you have a pleasant experience with. Maybe you understand each other at the emotional level, you understand each other, and you're interested on the same things as well. This conjunction here can also bring bring blessings in your home environment, like I mentioned earlier, and also in the career sector, because your angular houses are being activated, Cancers. Now, by October 11th, Jupiter in your first house is going to be in a trine to Saturn in your ninth house. So I feel like this is going to be when we receive the rewards, or the biggest rewards, of the work we've put in during the Saturn Jupiter squares that we had in 2024 and we are going to have in 2025. When these two planets now meet in a trine, the energy flows, and the likelihood of receiving blessings, and for you is going to be in your first house matters. So basically, like I said earlier, in your physical body, in your individuality, your personality, but also in whatever you have decided to start on. The first house is the house of starting new things and initiating new things. Whatever you've decided to start on and have a new direction in your life, you're going to receive rewards and blessings, and this new beginning may also be long lasting too, with a trine to Saturn. This new beginning might be something that you've worked towards too, but that is also going to have long lasting effects, which are, like I said, more probably on the positive side. Saturn is in your ninth house, and the ninth house in ancient astrology is considered a good karma. So that's why I think this is going to be on the positive side for you. Now, Jupiter is going to go retrograde on November 12th, a month after, at 25 degrees of Cancer in an exact trine to Saturn. And as we know from my other videos, when Jupiter slows down, when Jupiter goes retrograde, it starts to slow down, so it spends a bit more time in that degree. And in this case, it's going to spend more time in a trine to Saturn. And I absolutely love this. Because the rewards that we put in, like I mentioned earlier, during the squares periods, are going to be long lasting, and we're going to have these blessings coming to us slowly but surely, because this is still Saturn. Wherever Saturn is, there is a touch of slowliness but also steadiness. And I don't know about you, but I'd rather have things that are lasting, especially when I put so much work into them, like we did with the squares between Jupiter and Saturn in 2024 and in 2025. This is what I have for you, Cancers. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you for this transit. But I wish you the best of luck. Please let us know in the comments how was the transit of Jupiter in your 12th house. There are so many people that are going to have this transit coming up. Share your experience and your knowledge with us, and also your expectations of Jupiter in the first house. I wish you the best of luck. Please, if you want to show some support, share this video with your loved ones that you think are going to benefit from this, and like, subscribe, do those wonderful things for the algorithm. I wish you the best of luck, Cancers, and I'll see you on the next video. Hello, dear Leo suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Jupiter in Cancer astrology predictions for the 12 signs. Jupiter is entering the sign of Cancer on June 9th of 2025, and it's going to remain here until June of 2026. This is one of the most important and profound transits in the sky for 2025. So of course I was going to dedicate a whole video to this transit, but for you, Jupiter is entering your 12th house, and the 12th house is a house that deals with spirituality. A lot of you Leos are going to expand your knowledge in spiritual matters. You're going to maybe do a lot of research and maybe doing so behind the scenes for spiritual matters, for either dimensions, for God, religion, scriptures, whatever fills your heart and makes you connect to the higher dimensions, to the higher source, to the higher power of this universe and galaxy, whatever your perception is of this world. For others of you, though, you may have the opportunity to travel abroad, to go to faraway lands, to go into trips that are going to expand your mind, expand your horizons, but are also going to enrich your soul and your heart, and again connect you with God and the universe as well. For others of you, this transit can indicate an opportunity to maybe go to some sacred places, to go to temples, churches, um, do some pilgrimage, climb mountains to connect with God, do hiking, to do these activities that are a bit secluded from the rest of the world, but again that strengthen your relationship with the higher power of this universe. For others of you, this transit can also indicate a need and desire to heal from mental struggles. The 12th house is a house that is connected to mental mental issues, or the mental world, besides the 8th house. But the 12th house is a house of the subconscious mind. So a lot of you are going to maybe increase your knowledge. You're going to study yourself. You're going to study your feelings. You're going to study your psychological mind, but also your subconscious mind. You may receive a lot of healing with Jupiter in the 12th house. I remember when I had Jupiter in my 12th house, I read this books about spirituality, and I dive so deep into healing whatever traumas were inherited, like at the ancestral level. That can definitely be something that some of you Leos are going to be doing with this transit. And I'm talking about, psychological things and things like that, because Jupiter also rules your 8th house. So a lot of you are going to do a lot of healing at the psychological level. And at the same time, you're going to increase your knowledge about the laws of this universe, the laws of this world, the law of attraction, the law of gratitude, like, different laws that are in place that are more in the not material, they are more energetic. You're going to increase your knowledge, and you're going to practice these things so that you can attract abundant things into your lives. And you're going to feel these abundant things when Jupiter eventually moves into your first house. But at the 12th house, you're doing this inner world, inner work that is also going to be quite profound, because Jupiter is very strong in the sign of Cancer. It is exalted in the sign of Cancer. Others of you Leos are going to have wonderful opportunities to go out there and have fun. You're going to entertain yourself a lot, and you're going to do so kind of secluded from the rest of the world and from other people. Jupiter rules your 5th house of fun and entertainment. So again, you may go on vacations, you may retreat from the world, and go and have fun kind of hidden from others. Or again, you may do so in faraway lands. Others of you Leos are going to spend more time with your children, kind of behind the scenes and hidden from the public eye, especially if you've had a child being born recently. Of course, you're going to spend more time with them in seclusion. But if that's not the case, you're simply going to dedicate a lot of time to one of your kids or to all of your kids, and be able to do things together, kind of in isolation. Others of you Leos are really going to tap into the source to increase and strengthen your talents, your personal skills, the creativity that you have, and also your personal hobbies. The connection between the 5th and the 12th house can talk about focusing a lot on hobbies and creative abilities that you have so that you can bring something beautiful into the world. With Jupiter in the 12th house, you have a higher chance of reaching to the source, to tap into some other energy, high frequency energy that can manifest things faster and easier for you as well. Others of you are also going to try to heal your subconscious mind by doing creative skills and creative hobbies, by, diving into self-expression and using your talents to heal something within you, to heal and to connect with God even more, to be more creative, to bring into existence something that may also be long lasting. And I will talk in a minute why they may be long lasting too. So, a lot of expansion in 12th house matters. Now, I do want to mention that as Jupiter enters the 12th house for you, it's first going to be in a square to Saturn and Neptune, which by that time are going to be at the first and second degree of Aries in your ninth house. So your belief systems are going to be challenged with this square. A lot of you are going to maybe have situations and opportunities, circumstances outside of you that are going to change the way how you view the world, that are going to bring you down to earth when it comes to your perception of this entire existence, when it comes to your belief systems, the things that you've known to be in a certain way. They're going to be challenged, they're going to be changed, and that is also going to trigger this transit of Jupiter in the 12th house. So you may learn new things, you may discover things that change your perspective, and then you decide to do this inner work with Jupiter in the 12th house. The square here to Saturn and Neptune can also talk about becoming more realistic when it comes to your travels. If you've been wanting to travel, you can materialize this more. You can put some action into maybe doing the right documentation, getting visas or getting a passport, things like that. You're taking some action so that you can materialize the fact of traveling and going abroad. Some of you might even relocate with this transit to foreign lands and live somewhere else. But now, as the square between Saturn and Neptune and Jupiter is going to be felt the most between June 9th and July 14th. So for a month kind of. And then Jupiter continues through the journey in the 12th house, but it's probably going to bring pleasant experiences because, like I said, Jupiter is exalted in the 12th house. Just be careful that Jupiter also expands whatever it touches. So be careful not to immerse yourself too much into the spiritual world to where you lack on the everyday responsibilities and things that you have to do. Remember to keep a balance. Balance is the healthiest thing to do in whatever you deal with. So Jupiter may want to have you expand and increase in your spirituality and into diving deep into other dimensions and things like that. But at the same time, you also remember you have daily responsibilities too. You may also interact more with spiritual people, I have to say, with Jupiter in the 12th house. You may meet fortune tellers, astrologers, people that have spiritual knowledge. You may encounter people that, may tell you about yourself, about your past lives, about your future, things like that. These are all 12th house individuals as well. And with a square to Saturn and Neptune, your perception of life and your belief systems are going to be changed, are going to be challenged, are going to be changed in a very profound way, because these two planets are entering the 9th house for you. They are entering a completely new house, especially Neptune, that's been in your 8th house for a long time. Now it's moving into your 9th. Now, moving forward on August 11th, there's going to be a conjunction between Venus and Jupiter, which can be very pleasant. And they're both meeting in your 12th house. And this is when I think you're going to, receive these wonderful blessings in your 12th house matters that I just talked about, like foreign travels, faraway travels, interacting with spiritual people, going for spiritual experiences. Others of you are going to interact with foreigners more, people from faraway lands, and also immigrants. You're going to have more interaction here, but they can be more on the pleasant side, on the joyful side, because we have the two benefics meeting together. And Jupiter, like I said, is so strong. Venus is also good in the sign of Cancer, is the nurturer. Venus in Cancer people are so kind. Sorry, I know a few of them and they have the biggest hearts. So, you know, you can have some pleasant experiences with 12th house matters around August. And, you know, if you've planned some vacation, I think it's going to be probably more on the positive side. Of course, it depends on your personal chart, but generally speaking, for some of you, this can be a good time. And then as we move forward, by October 11th, Jupiter is going to be, you know, 12th house in a trine to Saturn in your 8th house. And I think this is when you're going to reap a lot of rewards in the 12th house matters, especially if you yourself live far away from your homeland. Maybe you're going to have a lot of expansion in your life, like in general. When we have planets in the 12th house, natally speaking, you know, we are more prone to living abroad. So if you are an individual that already lives abroad, far away from where you live, then Jupiter in the 12th house can bring a lot of rewards, expansion, spotlight, blessings after the hard work that you've put in. And I'm talking about hard work because we've had some squares between Saturn and Jupiter in 2024. We're going to have that again in 2025. And the square between these two planets talks about hard work that's been put in for a certain vision and optimism and hope, which is Jupiter that we have, versus the hard work that we put in, which is Saturn. So we've put a lot of hard work into something that we've been wanting to achieve for some time. So by October of next year, of 2025, I think we're going to receive the rewards of this hard work that we've put in 2024 and a part of 2025. And this hard work may be these rewards may be long lasting because of the touch of Saturn. Saturn is a planet of time. Saturn can make things last for a very long time. Another thing that makes me think that we're going to have long lasting rewards is because Jupiter is eventually going to go retrograde in the sign of Cancer, specifically on November 12th at 25 degrees in an exact trine to Saturn. When planets go retrograde, they spend more time at that degree. Jupiter is going to spend a lot of time in trine to Saturn, and that's how we're going to end 2025 in a higher, more positive note. Now, of course, whenever there's touches to Saturn, you still feel the heaviness of Saturn, but the rewards associated with 12th house matters are going to be more long lasting for you. So if you've been wanting to remove addictions, you may be able to do so with this transit. If you've been wanting to heal generational traumas, ancestral traumas, curses, and things like that, you may be able to heal from them and kind of remove them probably forever. With this transit, you know, you're going to receive a lot of 12th house rewards that I talked about earlier. This is what I have for you, Leos, for this transit. Please let us know in the comments, how was Jupiter in your 11th house? There's a lot of people that are going to have the same transit that would love to learn from you. So please let us know. And then let us know your expectations for Jupiter in the 12th house. I wish you the best of luck. And if you liked and resonated with this video, remember to give like, to subscribe, and to show some support. I'll see you on the next one. Hello, dear Virgo suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Jupiter in Cancer astrology predictions. Jupiter is entering the sign of Cancer on June 9th of 2025 and is going to be in this sign for 1 year until June of 2026. And for you, Jupiter is entering your 11th house, which can indicate a lot of expansion when it comes to your long-term dreams and goals for the future. A lot of divine protection, also divine interference, so that you can achieve some sort of long-term dreams and goals that you've been wanting to achieve for a long time, and the long-term dreams and goals that you maybe have been working towards too. Jupiter here can also indicate a lot of activity in your social circles. A lot of you may be going outside with your friends more, wanting to socialize, wanting to enter groups of friends and acquaintances, meet new people, and also some of you may even achieve popularity in one way or another in your circles. Others of you may achieve popularity in the social media, wherever you can attract the masses or have more connection to a lot of people or reach a lot of people. You may, be able to have some sort of success there. And I'm talking about all these positive things because Jupiter is actually very strong in the sign of Cancer. It is exalted in the sign of Cancer. And as Jupiter enters this house, it's actually going to be in a square to Saturn and Neptune. And squares demand a lot of action. So between especially July 9th and July 14th, this is when we're going to feel the square the most. You're going to probably work very hard towards transforming your life in a profound way to where you are more aligned with your long-term dreams and goals for the future. You're also going to maybe do a lot of work at your psychological level, in the way how you think and the way how you talk to yourself, because Saturn and Neptune here, in the square to Jupiter, are going to be in your eighth house that rules over these things. Some of you Virgos are also going to experience financial rewards, because the 11th house where Jupiter is going to be is a house of finances, is the house that rewards us financially after we've done a lot of hard work. And I know that a lot of you Virgos have done a lot of hard work, especially in 2024, and you're going to do the same in the first part of 2025, because Jupiter has been in a square to Saturn, in different signs. It's been in the sign of Gemini and Pisces, but for you, it's been, you've been working on your career. For example, you've been working at your job, at your work, and you've been working and fighting for a certain status for yourself. And now as Jupiter moves from the 10th house to the 11th house, is probably going to bring those rewards, when these two planets get in a trine. And I will talk about this in a minute, so hang in there. But going back to the possibilities of Jupiter in the 11th house, there can definitely be financial rewards for a lot of you. Jupiter here can also indicate a lot of optimism and positivity about the future, about where you want to be, who you want to become. You might have opportunities coming your way that may make a lot of things feel possible and feel within the reach. You're going to feel very optimistic, but you're also going to work towards achieving these things. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there's going to be a square in the beginning of these, of this transit, a square between Saturn and Neptune, which are in your eighth house. So you may experience a lot of healing at the psychological level after you've done some more hard work towards removing certain traumas and fears and self-sabotaging patterns at the mental level. And Neptune here can bring that sort of healing, but Saturn also requires work. It's not that it's going to fall on your lap. You're going to work towards these things. So as you're doing this inner work, of course, Jupiter is also going to reward you afterwards as it travels through the 11th house. So, in June, July of 2025, maybe expect a little bit of work because of the square. But eventually, as Jupiter continues to move in the sign of Cancer, is going to be in an exact conjunction to Venus on August 11th, to be specific. And at this time, you may receive a lot of financial rewards because Venus is a financial planet, 11th house is a financial house, and Jupiter, of course, brings divine protection and expansion. So for a lot of you, you may receive financial rewards, like I mentioned. Others of you may just have pleasant experiences with your friends, with your acquaintances, some of you with your children also, because this triggers the 5th house anyway. Some of you are going to go out there, have more fun, enjoy life a bit more, entertain yourselves, go out there with people that you know, and go to places that bring you joy in general. I think the August period, like a week before and a week after, from August 11th, there's going to be probably a lot of pleasant experiences here. And for some of you, like I mentioned, you're going probably to become popular, especially if you have Libra and Taurus influences as well, because Venus rules those placements. You might achieve some sort of spotlight and accomplishment during this transit. There can also be healing and good relationships with your friends. Maybe you enter a certain group of friends, certain circle that is expansive in nature. And this can be people that are like-minded. This can be individuals that have the same values as you do. So you may feel very comfortable around these people also. Now, as Jupiter continues to travel through your 11th house, by October 11th is going to be in a trine to Saturn. And Saturn at this time is going to go back to your 7th house in the sign of Pisces. And I really, really love this transit, Virgos, because this can indicate being able to achieve some type of long-term dream and goal through the support of a partner, through the support of some sort of contract that you have in place, through collaborations also. A lot of you are going to be able to collaborate with individuals and work with them so that you can achieve some sort of long-term dream and goal that you have for yourself. Some of you are going to receive financial rewards, like I mentioned 1,000 times. Others of you are going to be able to enter a circle of people that you may be doing so maybe through a partner or maybe through an authority figure. Like, let's say a boss of yours introduces you to some important people that can be very expensive and can bring blessings to you in your in your status and also the way how you're visible to the world, because the 11th house is still a visible house. The 10th house is the most visible one, but 11th house, it's still very visible, and it's a house where you can reach a lot of people, a lot of individuals. Jupiter for you rules the 4th house. So as you do all these things, I feel like you're going to be emotionally fulfilled, Virgos. You may receive these rewards that I mentioned, especially during the trine period. So from October 11th to the end of the year, because Jupiter is going to go retrograde on November 12th at 25 degrees in an exact trine to Saturn. So, from October to the end of 2025, we're going to have this beautiful trine in the sky between Jupiter and Saturn that can indicate expansion after a lot of hard work, and also expansion that can be long lasting. Saturn is the planet of time, it brings long lasting effects. Now, like I said, Jupiter is the ruler of your 4th house, of your emotions. So you may feel a little heavy in the month of June and July with a square. And then as you take on responsibilities and you take action and you do the things that you are supposed to do based on, your personal circumstances, then you're going probably to receive more rewards moving forward. And you're going to feel probably emotionally lighter and more fulfilled. This transit can also indicate a lot of emotional maturity that some of you Virgos can achieve with this transit. At the same time, some of you are going probably to be able to buy a house or relocate to a place that has been a dream of yours during this transit, a place that you've been wanting to live in for a very long time. Some of you may move in with a friend, they become your roommate with this transit, and this can be fun. Like, it's more like on the positive side. I feel like this can be fun, a fun experience. Maybe you are going to have friends in common that come over to your place and things like that. For others of you Virgos, like I mentioned earlier, there can be a partner that is helping you achieve some long-term dreams and goals that you have for the future, because Jupiter also rules your 7th house. Some of you may be able to achieve a contract that you've been wanting to for a while now. Others of you are going to probably enter some type of agreement and contract with a friend, with an acquaintance, maybe for relocation, maybe just to collaborate together and to achieve some long-term dream and goal that you may both have, or all of you, if it's more than one, that you may want to achieve in the long run together. Yeah, I feel like I've covered the most important things with this transit, Virgos. I'm excited for Jupiter in Cancer, so much. So I hope this turns out to be very good for you. Please share with us in the comments, how has Jupiter been in your 10th house, because there's so many people that would love to learn, because that's what's that it's coming up for them. So please share your experience and also your expectations for Jupiter in the 11th house. I wish you the best of luck, and if you like and resonate with this video, you want to show some support, please like, subscribe, and share this with people that you think are going to benefit from it. I wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you on the next video. Hello, dear Libra suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Jupiter in Cancer astrology predictions. Jupiter is going to enter the sign of Cancer on June 2025, and it's going to remain in this sign until June of 2026. So for an entire year, you're going to Receive a lot of new things and expansion and blessings in your career sector. A lot of you Libras are going to really be in the spotlight for an entire year, at your job, at your work, at whatever career and industry that you're in. Some of you may even receive a lot of, fame and popularity as well with this transit. Jupiter is very strong in the sign of Cancer. It is exalted in the sign of Cancer. So if you've put in the hard work, then you're probably going to receive a lot of rewards in your career sector. Others of you Libras are going to receive some sort of blessing in your public status. Maybe some of you are going to go from single to in a relationship, from engaged to married. And if you're already married, then maybe there's going to be blessings in your marriage in a way that it kind of shifts your public status and it blesses it. And some of you may even become wealthier too. These are themes that are associated with Jupiter. A lot of you can receive a lot of financial rewards that put you on the spotlight. People can perceive you as, with more money as well. For others of you, this transit can indicate an authority figure coming into power that is beneficial for you, that can bring blessings your way, can make your life easier, can support you in your career and your public status as well. For others of you, this can indicate, climbing the ladder, the social ladder with this transit. Maybe you'll get a promotion, or you yourself can become an authority figure here. You may be seen as somebody that has a lot of knowledge, somebody that has a lot of wisdom, that can advise other people, and that is all Jupiterian as well, and you are in the spotlight, so other people can see and perceive this beautiful knowledge that you may have, and they may want to learn from you. Jupiter rules your third house. So there may be a lot of communication happening here, a lot of good news as well, I feel like, for a lot of you. You may be getting news that an authority figure is coming in, like I mentioned earlier, or you may just communicate all these changes that are happening in your lives in social media, or communicating it to your friends, to people that know you. You may be a bit more public in whatever is happening in your lives. This transit can also indicate, having some sort of success in your career, like I said, because Jupiter also rules your sixth house. So there can be collaborations with colleagues that are more on the positive side in a way that they benefit you, and you can expand in your industry, in your career, and at your job. Others of you are probably going to get into some sort of health habit or workout routine, and whatever changes you make in that area, in like your health, your physical health, is probably going to demonstrate in your physical body, but in a way that is also seen by other people, and it's noticed by other people as well. Some of you Libras are also going to have a lot of responsibilities on a daily basis that are seen by others. Like Jupiter is in the most visible area of your chart. So whatever could be happening is probably going to be very visible, and some of you are going to choose to communicate this to other people, or there's situations and circumstances outside of you that put you in the spotlight, basically. Now, I do want to mention that as Jupiter enters the sign of Cancer in June, is going to be in a square to Saturn and Neptune, who are going to be sitting at the first and second degree of Aries, respectively, in your seventh house. And you're probably going to feel the square the most from June 9th to July 14th. This can indicate trying to resolve and work hard towards a relationship that maybe you may have with an authority figure. It could be your boss. It could be somebody that is an authority that you need to collaborate with, to fix things with, or to amend a certain situation so that you can afterwards receive the blessings of Jupiter transiting in your 10th house. So there is some work that needs to be done here with this square to Saturn and to Neptune. At the same time, this can also indicate an ending of a certain contract and agreement. Maybe some of you Libras are going to change careers, are going to change maybe positions at your work also, maybe giving out some responsibilities and taking on some new ones. There can be a change of contract with a square here. And then, as Jupiter travels to the 10th house, is going to bring the aftermath of these decisions. But there can be some sort of separation related to some sort of contract and agreement, like I said. For others of you, the transit can also indicate a change of status. Maybe some of you are going to end a long-term relationship or marriage, and you're going to eventually feel good about it, because I will mention, why in a minute. We're going to have another transit afterwards by the end of the year that is more on the positive side. But there can be a separation from an individual that maybe is not serving you anymore. Maybe they shouldn't be in your life anymore. Others of you, maybe you're going to have a separation from a certain contract that is very important to you, like a written agreement. But for others of you, this doesn't mean that all Libras are going to separate and divorce and things like that. No, absolutely not. For others of you, if you're in a healthy long-term relationship and in a healthy marriage, then this square can indicate working hard in this marriage to make it work, so that your status is afterwards blessed. And maybe you're working together on a certain project. Maybe you're working together to be together. You're working on having a healthier emotionally healthy relationship together. So there is a need for action with the square in June and July. And then after you take the action that the square requires, then Jupiter in the 10th house is going to show the rewards that are going to come out of it. So, if you've been in a healthy marriage, healthy relationship, this square just indicates working harder on it, and then staying on the same one, staying on the same relationship, wanting to heal from, certain mistakes, certain things that could have been hurtful. This Neptune is involved here too. And this is the higher vibration of Neptune. Others of you maybe are going to discover certain lies and deceits that are, that can be more on the karmic side with a conjunction to Saturn, that can bring coldness into the relationship. So, it can go both ways. It depends on your personal chart, and of course on your personal decisions and where you are in your life right now. But there is some sort of action that needs to be taken in your 7th house matters, and also your 10th house matters. And then, as Jupiter continues to move forward in the sky, on August 11th specifically, a week before and a week after, you can feel the beautiful energy of the Venus and Jupiter conjunction in your 10th house. And this is where I talk about maybe having more of a positive aftermath of whatever decision you may decide to take. A lot of you are going to receive the spotlight, like I mentioned earlier, at your work, at your job, in your career. Some of you are going to have financial rewards also. Some of you can take more responsibilities. Maybe some of you are going to change jobs and industries, maybe taking a new role at your work. And you're probably going to feel more fulfilled afterwards. Because let's not forget, as Jupiter travels through the 10th house, it triggers the 4th house of your emotions. So you may feel more optimistic about the future. You may feel more excited about life in general. You may look more for opportunities. It brings that positivity. Jupiter in the 10th house in opposition to the 4th may definitely bring that. Now, of course, Jupiter here and Venus in this conjunction, but not only with Venus, Jupiter in general in the 10th house, it's also going to square your 1st and your 7th. So expect changes and expansion and optimism, sometimes over optimism too, when it comes to your relationships with other people, with authority figures, but also in your long-term relationships with others, and also a lot of expansion and probably more self-confidence in your personality and your identity. Now, Jupiter by October 11th is going to be in a trine to Saturn, and this is when I think a lot of you Libras are going to reap the rewards of the hard work you did during the Jupiter square Saturn transit. And let's not forget, we had Jupiter square Saturn in the signs of Pisces and Gemini in 2024, and then we're going to have a square again in 2025 that I just mentioned. So if you've put in the hard work of these squares, the action that the square is requiring you between these two planets, the discipline, the hard work, if you've gone through the pessimism that maybe Saturn has brought through, if you've done the hard work, then you're going to reap a lot of rewards with this trine. The trine between Saturn and Jupiter is going to bring something your way that is going to be very expensive. And Jupiter is in your 10th house. This is very visible, and you can receive these rewards in your career sector, in your public status, in your marriage, in your long-term relationship. at your job and your daily responsibilities. Saturn is in the sixth house, so mostly it's going to be career related, I feel like, but some of you are also going to have maybe health benefits too. Maybe you heal from a disease or some sickness that you've tried to work towards healing, and now with this trine you gain the rewards of the hard work that you've put in. And Jupiter is going to go retrograde on November 12th at 25 degrees of Cancer in an exact trine to Saturn. And as I've explained in my other videos, when the planets slow down in retrograde, they do spend a bit more time in that degree. And so Jupiter is going to spend a bit more time in this beautiful trine to Saturn, bringing rewards, bringing that light at the end of the tunnel kind of feel after work has been done. Now, any touch to Saturn still has a bit of heaviness to it. I don't want to sugarcoat, like, this is not like a Neptune connection, this is a Saturn connection, which basically means that yes, there's going to be expansion and blessings, but it's going to come after the hard work, and we're going to probably be happy about it, but not in ecstasy, like not like crazy happy about it. We're probably going to be down to earth about all these achievements, and for you they're going to be related to your 10th house matters. Jupiter, like I said, is exalted in this sign. Jupiter is stronger than Saturn in Pisces, so the expansion is probably going to be in your 10th house matters, and also in your 4th house matters. Some of you might even move to a new house. You might relocate to a new place that makes you feel more optimistic to feel better. You may feel more comfortable in this new place. Maybe there is somebody that moves out of your house or that moves in with you that can bring more joy to you. And you're going to feel this the most, by the end of 2025, from October to the end, and then as we enter to 2026. This is what I have for you, Libras, for this transit. I mean, wherever there's Jupiter, there's usually more excitement. So I feel like this video has been more on the positive side. But please share with us, how was Jupiter in your 9th house? Because there's people that are going to experience that now with this transit. Please share your experience and also your expectations for Jupiter in the 10th house. And if you want to show some support, please like, subscribe, share this video with people that you think are going to benefit from it. I wish you the best of luck, Libras, and I'll see you on the next video. Hello, dear Scorpio suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Jupiter in Cancer astrology predictions for the 12 signs. Jupiter is going to enter the sign of Cancer on June 9th of 2025 and is going to remain in this sign for an entire year until June 2026. Jupiter is going to be transiting your 9th house and is going to probably bring some wonderful expansion in your knowledge. I mean, Jupiter rules the 9th house naturally, and then in the sign of Cancer is exalted. It's considered to be very, very strong. So, oh my God, I think a lot of you Scorpios are going to gain so much knowledge and teach and give the knowledge to the other people also. Like, you can be seen as gurus, as advisors, and somebody that is very intelligent and smart. And you may also have this strong ability to absorb and learn information very fast, very quickly, faster than ever probably. And that can put you in a position of powerful knowledge with Jupiter here. Others of you Scorpios are going to have some amazing opportunities to travel abroad, to travel the world, go to international travels, meet people from different backgrounds, from different cultures, traditions, that speak different languages, and that is going to expand your knowledge and horizons in a very profound way that you're probably not going to be the same person. Because like I said, Jupiter, yes, it is very strong in the sign of Cancer, but it's also very strong because it's in the 9th house for you. And so you're going to gain this knowledge in profound ways, probably by these wonderful experiences of travels. Others of you Scorpios are probably going to have legal matters to deal with. Maybe you are going to enter legal matter, exit a legal matter. You receive some sort of protection though, and divine intervention here with Jupiter in the 9th house, maybe protection related to these legal matters. Others of you Scorpios are probably going to get into learning a foreign language. And if you decide to do so, like I said, you probably are going to be able to learn very fast, very quickly, because yes, Jupiter is in the ninth house, but it also um, aspects of third house of learning processes. Some of your Scorpios are also going to be accepted to higher education institutions to get your bachelor's degree, master's degree. Others of you are going to really sit down for a long time and get in the computer and just learn and expand your knowledge and things that you're interested in, things that you want to increase your knowledge and you want to change your belief systems on. Others of you are probably going to meet individuals that can turn into advisors for you, mentors, people that can give you some very, very good advice about life or about anything that you're interested in. These are all represented by the ninth house. Some of you Scorpios are going to use your personal resources and finances for all these ninth house matters, maybe for your travels, maybe for documentation to relocate abroad or to get citizenship, residency cards, things like that. You're probably going to either use personal finances to get in a higher education institution or to expand your knowledge, to learn new things, because Jupiter is the ruler of your second house, of your personal finances and resources. So you're going to use those things in the benefit of your ninth house matters. Others of you Scorpios are probably going to increase your self-worth and self-confidence through the increase of your knowledge, through expanding your knowledge in general. Some of you may also travel with your children if you have children. Others of you may travel with a romantic interest, with a romantic partner, because Jupiter also rules your fifth house. Others of you may turn a certain hobby or creative ability into something that you want to study in the long run and that you want to expand and to become like a pro on, to become very good at. Let's say, for example, you have a talent of painting or you have a talent in music, then maybe you're going to take classes and you're going to take this hobby and creative ability of yours in more seriously, to become a professional at it. Somebody that has a lot of knowledge on it, and maybe somebody that can teach it to other people too. Now, as Jupiter enters your ninth house, it's first going to be in a square to Saturn and Neptune. So from June 9th to July 14th is when we're going to feel the square between these planets. Saturn and Neptune, and by this time, are going to be in the first and second degree of Aries in your sixth house. So some of your Scorpios are, probably wanting to expand in all these ninth house matters, but maybe there's daily responsibilities that bog you down a little bit, that you need to address and take care of, and you need to be responsible for in order to be able to achieve your ninth house matters. Some of you are going to have to maybe fix relationships with your colleagues, or they can be, for some of you, a situation at work that it requires higher knowledge, and you may feel like you don't have the etiquette or the right knowledge for yourself, so that pushes you to sit down and study and expand your knowledge in certain area, so that you can benefit this sixth house matters things with at your work. Now, if you're not working, then this transit can indicate maybe some health issues for some of you Scorpios. There can be some health issue that needs to be addressed, and therefore you decide to learn more about it, to educate yourself about it, maybe meet doctors, estheticians, like people that are professional, that are gurus, quote unquote, in these areas, in health related matters, with a square from your sixth house. Others of you are maybe going to become more responsible and down to earth when it comes to your responsibilities. Maybe you feel confused about them, so you want to gain some clarity and take some action to be able to resolve whatever daily responsibilities you have, in order to create some space for Jupiter in the ninth house blessings that can come afterwards. Now, Jupiter is going to continue his journey in the ninth house for you, and eventually by August 11th, is going to come to an exact conjunction to Venus. We're going to feel this energy like a week before and a week after, but I feel like this is probably one of the most blessed periods of 2025, because we have the two benefics coming together in the ninth house for you. In ancient astrology, the ninth house is a house of good karma. So if you've put some good actions out there in the world, they might come back to you during this time. And you can also reap rewards of past lifetimes as well with this conjunction. And you may also feel, like you can find pleasure in learning new things, find pleasure in expanding your horizons and being more knowledgeable, in sharing your knowledge that you have with other people also. You may feel like there's a lot of things to learn in this life and to learn in this world and places to visit, and you might find pleasure in doing all these things. um, you might also, like I mentioned earlier, use your resources to expand your knowledge, but you might feel very good in doing so. By October 11th, Jupiter in your ninth house will be in a trine to Saturn in your fifth house. Saturn, is going to go back into the sign of Pisces by this time. So I feel like you're going to reap a lot of rewards. If you've worked hard in your daily responsibilities, if you've worked hard in taking your hobbies and creative abilities in a serious way, if you've worked hard in finding a partner, a romantic partner, that you're probably going to be able to find somebody. You're going to reap the rewards associated with all these things by October 11th. Jupiter in the trine to Saturn is an energy that flows easier and can bring us results that can be long lasting. So now, some of you might even meet somebody through some foreign travels. You might meet someone that is from a different culture, or that simply sees life in a different perspective with this transit. And this can be an individual that may be there for you for a long time with Saturn in the fifth house. Jupiter is then going to go retrograde on November 12th at 25 degrees of Cancer, and it's going to be in an exact trine to Saturn. So we basically end 2025 with this beautiful trine between your fifth house and your 11th house. So, like I mentioned earlier, opportunities to find someone that may be there in your lives for a long time. You may have opportunities to teach your children things that are going to be there for them for a long time. They're going to be stuck in their minds for a long time if you have children. And others of you may simply, take on certain hobbies and creative skills and abilities in a more serious way, and you might want to learn more about them, but you might gain knowledge that is going to be stuck with you for a long time. It's going to be rewarding for you. And Jupiter is very strong in the sign of Cancer. Is exalted in Cancer, so Jupiter is stronger than Saturn in the fifth house in this trine. So the rewards are probably going to be felt a lot in the ninth house matters, but Saturn is still in the fifth house to teach you the discipline and to teach you that after hard work, there's rewards also. This is what I have for you, Scorpios. I feel like this transit is going to be a nice one for you because you're also a water sign. But I wish you the best of luck. Please let us know how was Jupiter in the 8th house for you, because there's people that are going to experience the same thing as you are experiencing now. And also, what are your expectations of Jupiter in the 9th house? If you want to show some support, please like, subscribe, share this video with people that you think are going to benefit from it. I wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you on the next one. Hello, Sagittarius suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Jupiter in Cancer astrology predictions. Jupiter is going to enter the sign of Cancer on June 9th of 2025 and is going to remain here until June of 2026. So for an entire year, Jupiter is going to be transiting your 8th house. It is going to bring a lot of opportunities for a lot of you Sagittarians to expand in your shared resources and finances. A lot of you may have some sort of increase in your investments also. If you are in a business where you deal with clients, or in an industry where you deal with clients, then this transit can bring an expansion to where you get more clients, more customers, and of course somebody else's shared resources comes your way, and investments and money can be increased that way. This transit for others of you Sagittarians can also bring an opportunity to heal in traumas that you may have had from the past. These are traumas that are from certain actions that you may have taken in the past, or that other people may have done to you. Jupiter here can give you that optimism that you need to heal from these things, and basically gain a lot of wisdom from them, gain a lot of knowledge, and it can also make you very strong psychologically too, because the eighth house is the house of our psychological mind. So you may become more knowledgeable and stronger in your mind. Others of you may have opportunities to meet astrologers, to meet people that deal with occult sciences, psychics, shamans, individuals that, deal with the, metaphysical sciences. And you may meet these people in a way that they're going to, benefit you. They're going to change your perspective. They're going to give you some sort of wisdom and some sort of knowledge that can transform you in one way or another, but transform you for the better, because Jupiter, after all, is very strong in the sign of Cancer. It is exalted in the sign of Cancer. um, for others of you, this transit can also indicate um, maybe something that happens in the life of your partner, significant other, maybe a parent, maybe a child, anybody that you have shared resources with. Something can happen to them that eventually expands your shared resources as well. Jupiter rules you, so you might feel all these changes in your identity, in your personality at the core level. If you have increased shared resources of finances, that also somehow is embodied in you too. Maybe you have more money to spend in your physical body. Some of you might even have some sort of surgery with this transit, some sort of procedure that can benefit your physical body too. The eighth house is a house of transformation, after all. So maybe some of you are going to transform your physical body. Others of you are just going to receive some sort of transformation in the psychological mind. In your inner world, the eighth house is a bit more interior, but the external manifestation is also related to finances and other people's money and things like that. Some of you may receive some sort of alimony, child support, somebody else's resources come to your service, and somebody else can take care of you financially with this transit as well. Um, Others of you are going to maybe have to focus on issues related to real estate. Some of you are maybe going to transform your home environment, because Jupiter is also the ruler of your fourth house. So some of you, like I said, are going to transform your home environment, maybe to turn it into a place where you feel psychologically safe, mentally safe, emotionally safe. Maybe to turn into a place where you can kind of release trauma and release, like, difficult experiences that you've had in the past. Maybe some of you are relocating and going to a place where you feel spiritually more expressive as well, and your mind is more at ease too. Others of you are going to have maybe a parent or a family member experience some sort of transformation in their lives. They have some certain changes that also affect you in one way or another. Now, as Jupiter moves into your eighth house, it's first going to be in a square to Saturn and Neptune, which by this time are sitting at the first and second degree of Aries in your fifth house. So there is some sort of action that needs to be taken related to your eighth house matters, but also to your creative skills and abilities. Maybe some of you are going to use your hobbies and your creative skills to receive some sort of blessing in your eighth house matters. Maybe, especially if you have a business, you may be using your creativity to attract more customers, more clients. You may be putting some extra work to be able to do so. If you don't have a business, then, if you have kids, then this transit can indicate working with your children to heal some sort of trauma that you might have caused them, they might have caused you. There's a need for action here to put some discipline in place, but to also try to heal and let go of things that don't serve you or them anymore. Others of you with this transit may uncover maybe lies and deceits, especially with your children or a romantic interest that you have. And as you do so, you may discover, you may reveal something that was hidden from you, that can be associated with their traumas and their personal experiences as well. The square can also indicate a need to use some creative skill and creative outlet to release difficult situations that you may have had psychologically, or some of you are just going to take risks as well. I feel like financial risk, because the fifth house is a financial house, the eighth house is also a financial house. So some of you are going to take financial risks so that you can increase your investments with this transit as well. Now, as Jupiter continues to move in the sky, is eventually going to leave the square. The square, we mostly feel it between June and July, June 9th and July 14th to be more specific. But then, Jupiter continues in the sky, and by August 11th there's going to be an exact conjunction between Venus and Jupiter in your 8th house. So, definitely a lot of opportunities to increase your shared resources and finances that you have with a family member, one of your children, or with a partner, or with your parents. Others of you are going to receive financial rewards because of your risky investments. Others of you are going to receive, healing when it comes to the psychological mind and past traumas that you may have experienced in this lifetime or in past lifetimes as well. But mostly in this lifetime, because that's what the 8th house represents. It represents traumas and fears that we have, the way we consciously have, that we know about. For others of you, this can also indicate, being in the bedroom more, having some pleasantness and pleasant experiences in the bedroom with a significant other, to where, you do things that give them pleasure and they do the same thing to you. So definitely some expansion and some pleasant moments also. Again, if you are in the business, you may attract more clients, more customers your way with this conjunction that can also promise increased resources and finances. By October 11th, Jupiter is then going to be in a positive aspect to Saturn in a trine. Jupiter again is in your 8th house, and Saturn is going to be in the 4th house. By this time, it's going to move backwards it's going to go retrograde into Pisces. And so this is where you may receive some rewards for the work that you've put in 8th house matters. If you worked hard to heal those traumas and self-sabotaging patterns, if you worked hard into increasing shared resources and finances, increasing your investments, then you might be able to receive some rewards around this time by the end of 2025, from October to the end of 2025. You may also heal relationships with family members. You may set some healthy boundaries with them that are going to be very beneficial to you in your psychological mind. Others of you may have somebody move out from your house with Saturn in the 4th, but in a way that puts your mind at peace with Jupiter in the 8th house. Others of you may have maybe a family member moving away from your house. Maybe, one of your children goes to college, and therefore your shared resources are increased because now you have more money for yourself. Or maybe one of your children, starts working, or one of your children decides to move out and live with their partner, and that way you have more resources for yourself. So, Jupiter causes that increase in the 8th house matters. Some of you are going to set some healthy boundaries, like I said, with family members as well, that are going to make you more optimistic about the future and about life in general. Jupiter is very strong here in the sign of Cancer. So, if you put a lot of emphasis in like fears and difficult things, be careful not to do that, because Jupiter can expand it. But I feel like, this transit can be more on the positive side. When we get the trines to Saturn, you're going to probably do a lot of work with the squares. You've done a lot of work too in 2024 with the squares to from Jupiter to Saturn in the signs of Pisces and Gemini. But by October of 2025, you're probably going to reap the rewards related to it. Jupiter goes retrograde then on November 12th at 25 degrees of Cancer in an exact trine to Saturn, and we're going to close the year in that positive energy. So like I said, if you want to put work into these things, into these matters, you can definitely get some long-lasting rewards with the connection to Saturn here. And the work, of course, is not easy, but the benefits and the rewards associated with it can be long-lasting with this trine. I focus more on the positive things with this video because, you know, this is Jupiter after all, and Jupiter in exaltation, um, it's mostly more positive. But yeah, of course, there's other things happening in the sky. You know, you also have my other videos for 2025, so make sure to check those out as well to get the bigger picture of the sky. But I feel like this transit can be a bit more in the positive side, and maybe it doesn't affect you directly in the eighth house, but you're still going to feel this transit because Jupiter is your ruler, so you're still going to feel the effects of this. This is what I have for you, Sagittarians. Please let us know in the comments, how was Jupiter in the seventh house for you, because there's so many people that are going to go through the same transit, although in different signs. But you know, you still you can share your experience so that people can learn and have certain expectations, and also let us know what your personal expectations are for Jupiter in the eighth house. I wish you the best of luck. Please, if you want to show some support, like, subscribe, and share this video with people that you think are going to benefit from it. I wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you on the next video. Hello, dear Capricorn suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Jupiter in Cancer astrology predictions. Jupiter is going to enter the sign of Cancer on June 9 of 2025, and it's going to leave the sign in June of 2026, so it's going to remain for 1 year in your seventh house. And here Jupiter can bring a lot of opportunities to expand in your collaborations with other people. If you are in an industry, or if you have a job, or if you have a career or a business where you base it off collaborations with other people, then this transit can bring opportunities to meet individuals that can benefit you, because Jupiter, yes, it is transiting your seventh house, but it's also aspecting your first house, which is you. So these collaborations with other individuals, with other companies, with other people, anybody that is in front of you, anybody that you enter a signed agreement with, they're also going to benefit you and expand you and your identity and who you are as a person in one way or another. This transit can also indicate blessings and expansion that can be coming to your marriage and to your long-term partnership. So if you have somebody, a significant other, and you've been together for a long time, then Jupiter here can talk about expansion, and can talk about a lot of wisdom being shared between the two of you, taking the relationship on another level, feeling more comfortable around each other, and also feeling more optimistic about the future that you may have together. If you are not in a long-term relationship, then the Jupiter here can talk about an expansion. So maybe if you're dating, then you might take this relationship into the next level, to where you are expanding in your, you know, contractual relationship. You are creating something over there. And Jupiter also talks about, you know, the law and legal matters. So for some of you are going to enter some sort of legal agreement with a significant other with this transit. Others of you may just be blessed in your one-on-one relationships with other people. You may come across as wiser, or it could be that you interact with wiser people. Maybe you have these opportunities to meet individuals that have a lot of knowledge, that can advise you in one way or another. They can turn into gurus and mentors for you, and you are, you know, in contact with these individuals on one-on-one. Jupiter rules your third house of communication, so a lot of communication definitely with people on one-on-one. If you have, you know, if you are in an industry that deals with marketing and sales, journaling, you know, communications, things like that, then you might be able to enter some sort of contract and agreement around this time, you know, that can become materialized with Jupiter in the seventh house. Jupiter also rules your 12th house of faraway lands. Some of you Capricorns might meet somebody that comes from faraway lands, somebody that is maybe an immigrant, somebody that comes from a different culture and introduces you to a different perspective about life. Others of you might get into a relationship or a marriage with somebody that is spiritual in nature. Others of you may join a spiritual organization, may, sign a contract to join this group or this organization that can be spiritual in nature, that can deepen your knowledge about God, about the universe, about the laws of the universe, and things like that. Jupiter, like I said, rules your 12th house, and the 12th house is associated with foreign travels or travels to faraway lands. So some of you might meet someone when you're traveling abroad and far away. Others of you might go on a long-term vacation with someone else. And lastly, some of you Capricorns might do these contracts and agreements like kind of hidden from the public eye and hidden from other people. You keep it to yourself. You are basically more private into this signed contracts that you might get in. Now, as Jupiter travels through your 7th house, like I said, it's going to trigger your 1st house, your identity, your personality, but at the same time, it's going to trigger your 4th house and your 10th house by squares. So some of you are going to have expansion in your home environment, changes in your home environment. Maybe somebody comes and moves in with you, or you move in with someone else. Others of you might have a change of location. Maybe you go to a different place, or you relocate somewhere else. Others of you may experience changes in your career. Maybe there's an authority figure that comes in that's more knowledgeable, and they also share that knowledge with you. It kind of affects you in one way or another. Others of you may gain the spotlight in your career, at your job, at your work, and you may also gain a lot of knowledge or have the desire to learn new things that somehow put you on the spotlight as well. Your public status could be changing with this transit as well, like I mentioned, especially related to your relationships. And you might, have expansion though, because, Jupiter is very strong in the sign of Cancer. So it is in its exaltation. So whatever changes that Jupiter may bring, they're going to be very strong. They're going to even maybe be long lasting, and I will explain in a minute why. But it can definitely bring some different changes in your relationship sector, but not only. Okay, this is an angular house, not only. Now, as Jupiter enters this sign, it's first going to be in a square to Saturn and Neptune, which by June of 2025 are going to be at the 1st and 2nd degree of Aries in your 4th house. And this can indicate a need to do some work in your emotional world. A lot of you Capricorns might be more disciplined and might be more down to earth when it comes to dealing with your emotions. A lot of you are also going to feel like you want to heal and let go of things emotionally that don't serve you anymore. Some of you Capricorns are going to let go of a home environment, of a house. You're going to relocate somewhere else. Big time, actually. For a lot of you, this could be happening. And so as you're doing so, you are entering new contracts, leaving old contracts behind, entering new contracts of, signing for a new place, signing for a new house, to buy it or to rent it. You're putting your signature somewhere with Jupiter in the 7th house, and it could be because of these changes that are happening in your 4th house matters. So change of real estate, change of emotional world. Some of you may be taking care of your parents. So you're signing for them, you're, not buying, but, getting for them a home environment and things like that, taking care of them. You're entering some sort of collaboration or some sort of contract in the name of your parents or people that nourish you. Obviously, this is not the case for everyone, but, can definitely be a scenario here. But now, as there's some work that needs to be done, with a square from Saturn and Neptune to Jupiter. There is a need for action, and this can be very well related to 4th house matters. But as you take these actions and Jupiter continues to travel through the 7th house, eventually by October 11th, Jupiter is going to be in a trine to Saturn. And Saturn by this time is going to be in the 3rd house in the sign of Pisces. So you may receive some news by October 11th that can be beneficial to you in your relationships, in your collaborations, in your agreements. Maybe you've been wanting to enter some sort of agreement and you finally realize it around this time. Maybe you've been wanting to buy a house, let's say, it finalizes by October. Maybe you've put a lot of work in fixing a relationship with a family member and you achieve it by October. And whatever things that you achieve when Saturn is in a trine to Jupiter can be long lasting, because, Saturn is the planet of time and can bring long-term rewards on these things. Of course, there's responsibilities here, whenever there are touches to Saturn, there's still a sense of heaviness and responsibilities that need to be taken. So keep that in mind. But, with Saturn in the third house, you may receive some sort of news that will be expensive in your agreement. You can achieve some sort of agreement. Others of you may take a relationship more seriously, start a marriage, start a long-term relationship with someone else. Others of you might even receive news about your open enemies. Maybe they're not gonna be open enemies to you anymore. There is a lot of communication that could be happening here. Some sort of news that you may be receiving. And if you are in the industry of sales, like I mentioned, in journaling, marketing, then there could be some news associated with that expands some sort of contract or agreement for you. I do want to mention that on August 11th, there's going to be a conjunction between Venus and Jupiter in the sky, which can talk about beautiful memories that you can make with a significant other, opportunities to receive financial rewards through a partnership, through a partner, opportunities to receive financial rewards and abundance through some sort of collaboration with someone else, or simply by putting yourself out there in communication with other people, by facing people, by being on one-on-one with them. A week before and a week after, from August 11th, from this conjunction, there can also be pleasant experiences with with your marriage partner, like I said, but this is also aspecting you. So you may feel pleasantness and joy in your individuality, in your personality. You may feel fulfilled about who you are as a person and where you are and how much you have achieved. And this conjunction is also going to square your 4th and 10th houses. So there can be achievements also in your 4th house matters, in your real estate, in your home environment, in your emotional world, but also in your career sector, in the public status and the spotlight that you may receive. You can maybe achieve some sort of acknowledgement here, some sort of spotlight that can be more on the positive side, given these are the two benefics of the sky. Jupiter is going to go retrograde on November 12th at 25 degrees of Cancer in an exact trine to Saturn. And that's how we're going to close 2025. So, whatever work that you've put in, like I mentioned earlier, you're probably going to receive some rewards by the end of 2025. I think that's so exciting. But definitely, Capricorns, you're probably one of the most impacted signs by this transit. I really hope that this is going to be more on the positive side for you. Just be careful not to be over optimistic about certain collaborations that you may get around this time. Try to stay down to earth, which is something that comes natural to you. But Jupiter sometimes brings that over optimism and things like that. But in the sign of Cancer, I feel like it's going to bring more good things than bad things, definitely. And that trine to Saturn, I think it's so significant. There can be some long-lasting rewards from that will come from the hard work that we've put in 2024 and the first part of 2025. This is what I have for you, Capricorns. Please share in the comments below how your experience has been with Jupiter in the 6th house, how it's going for you. There are so many people that are going to have the same energy with Jupiter in Cancer in their 6th house, so they'll probably want to learn from you, even though it's different signs. But still people will want to learn about that. And also share with us your expectations about this transit. If you want to show some support for my work, I would really appreciate it. You can like, subscribe, share this video with people that you think are going to benefit from it. I wish you the best of luck, Capricorns, and I'll see you on the next video. Hello, Aquarius suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Jupiter in Cancer astrology predictions. Jupiter is going to enter the sign of Cancer on June 9th of 2025, and it's going to remain in this sign until June of 2026. So for an entire year, Jupiter is going to transit your 6th house. For a lot of you Aquarians, this can indicate a lot of expansion when it comes to your daily responsibilities, and things that you have to do on a daily basis. Maybe running your errands, being on the road more, um, taking care of your personal, um, things, tasks, things that you need to do on a day-to-day basis. You may become busier with this transit. For others of you, if you are in the workforce, if you're working, if you have a job, then there can be a lot of responsibilities that fall into your shoulders. You may become busier at work as well. There's an expansion here that could be happening. For others of you, this transit can indicate improved relationships with your coworkers, with people that you collaborate at work as well. The sixth house is also the house of your health, of the way how you take care of your physical body. For a lot of you, maybe you're going to have some improvement in your health, especially if you've been suffering from something for a long time. Um, for others of you, this transit can indicate using your personal knowledge, or using somebody, not using, sorry, having somebody that has knowledge in these things train you and teach you so that you can improve your personal health, and also you can improve your maybe your workout routines, and also your hygiene, your personal hygiene, basically the way how you take care of your health. Jupiter now rules your second house. So for a lot of you Aquarians, you may be using your personal resources, your finances, to improve your health, to take care of your physical body, to get in a better diet, to expand your knowledge in eating better, and taking care of your physical health better, in getting those workout routines. Maybe some of you are going to hire personal trainer, a dietitian that is going to share their knowledge with you, and it's going to help you benefit in your health. Others of you may be using your shared resources, or I'm sorry, your personal resources and finances to improve your relationships with your coworkers. Maybe you give more gifts to them, or you have a code to some course, you share it with them so that they can increase their knowledge as well. This transit can also indicate being self-confident in a daily basis, which I think is such a good thing to have, because Jupiter rules your second house of your self-worth, and you may be using the self-confidence on your daily basis to run your errands, to take on more responsibilities, to complete your daily tasks, and also to feel more accomplished after doing so. Others of you may feel very confident to take on your responsibilities at work, at your job, and also in your daily lives. Some of you Aquarians are also going to be serving a lot other people. You're going to be in the service of others. Maybe you get a job, or you are in an industry around this time that requires serving others and being of assistance. So definitely a lot of opportunities to be there for other people. Um, Now, Jupiter also rules your 11th house of long-term dreams and goals for the future. Some of you Aquarians are going to take on responsibilities at work that you've been wanting to take for a while now. Maybe you take a position that you've been wanting to get for a long time. Others of you may have maybe friends and acquaintances that you hang out a bit more with Jupiter in the sixth house. You meet them on a daily basis. Maybe you go and have coffee together, you run errands together, you do things together. Others of you may have also some sort of wish fulfillment related to your physical health, like I mentioned in the beginning, because Jupiter, is the 11th house ruler. That is the house of your wishes and dreams and hopes that you have for the future. So um, you may achieve something related to your physical health, or you may be inspired to improve your physical health, and you in a way that you are realigning your goals associated with it. Like, for example, if you've been wanting to lose weight, then that turns into a long-term dream and goal, and now you're using your daily routines to be able to achieve it, to be able to feel better in your physical body. Now, as Jupiter enters your sixth house, is going to be in a square to Saturn and Neptune, which will be at the first and second degrees of Aries in your third house. So there could be maybe some mental stress and mental reasons that are pushing some of you Aquarians to take action into your physical health, to put a lot more focus, maybe on resting, maybe on scheduling your days, maybe on doing certain things in a balanced way on a daily basis, so that you feel more in control of your life, and you feel like you are more positive about your way of living, your lifestyle. Saturn here in the third house can also talk about becoming more disciplined mentally, but there the square to Jupiter asks for some sort of action that you need to be taking. So some of you, again, there could be some exhaustion mentally, or burnout, mental burnout, that is pushing you to take action in your daily routines, and also the responsibilities that you have at work if you are working. For others of you, this square can also indicate a need to be more realistic about your reality around you. Neptune is the illusions, that lower vibration is illusions and deceits that we tell ourselves. And in the third house can talk about, those illusions being in focus. But the conjunction to Saturn may ask a lot of you Aquarians to be realistic about this illusions, to cut through the clouds and to be able to see what your immediate environment is like. Are you in a neighborhood, in a place that you feel happy? Are you interacting with individuals on a daily basis that uplift you, or do they make you feel pessimistic? So the square to Jupiter is going to have a lot of you Aquarians take action into fixing and changing your immediate environment, the responsibilities that you have, the tasks that you need to do, your responsibilities that you have at work, and also the way how you take care of your physical body and your personal health. Now, you're going to feel the square mostly between June 9th and July 14th. And then as Jupiter continues in the sky, there's going to be a conjunction to Venus that's going to be exactly on August 11th of 2025. Venus and Jupiter, the two benefics, are coming together in your sixth house. And this can talk about using your personal finances, like I mentioned earlier, to benefit your physical health, to take care of your personal hygiene, to take care of your diet, to take care, to choose the right workout routines for yourselves. For others of you, this conjunction can indicate healing some sort of relationship with, or fixing some sort of relationship with a coworker. Maybe you go out there together and have fun together. You go for a drink. You choose to have more pleasant experiences together. Maybe you go out there to get a drink, to loosen up a little bit with this conjunction. Some of your Aquarians may even get romantic with a coworker as well. I have to throw that out there. You may feel like there could be something going on between you romantically, and this conjunction can bring some pleasant experiences between the two of you. Of course, this is the case for some of you, not for everyone, but can definitely be a scenario here. If you want to go out with coworkers, if you want to, have some beautiful time together, this can be an excellent time to organize something together with them. But besides coworkers and working and things like that, this can also indicate healing in your physical body, finding the right diet that can make you look very beautiful in your physical, in your physical body as well. Finding the right diet, eating the right foods, eating foods that make you very happy. They bring you joy, they bring you pleasantness. This can also be a good time for that. Now, as Jupiter continues in the sky, by October 11th, is going to be now in a trine to Saturn. So we move from the square to a trine now. And I feel like this is going to be a time where a lot of you Aquarians are going to reap the rewards that you've been putting on related to your sixth house matters, but not only. Also the work that you've put in the fifth house matters. When Jupiter was in a square to Saturn, when Jupiter was in Gemini, so we had that square between these two planets in 2024, and we're also going to have a square between these two planets in 2025, but in different signs. So that has required probably a lot of you to put in a lot of work at your job, to put in a lot of work in your daily responsibilities, to be at the same time in 1,000 places, to take care of everything and everyone as well. So a lot of you may have had so many responsibilities to take care of, but when Jupiter gets in a trine to Saturn, then you're probably going to be rewarded of all this hard work that you've put in. If you have also been working hard to take care of your physical health and your physical body, then you're also going to receive rewards with this trine. The trine energy is very subtle, is very soft. The energy flows very well. So in order to get the benefits out of this energy, there's action that needs to be taken. So if you've taken action and if you continue to do so, you might be able to reap some good rewards with this transit. So you might get recognition at your work, you might get recognition with your responsibilities at your job, you might be expanding and feeling better when it comes to the knowledge that you have when it comes to taking care of your physical body, the diet, the workout routines. And you might also implement some knowledge that other people give you or that you yourself learn about when it comes to taking care of your health. You can reap some beautiful rewards here. And Saturn in the second house is teaching a lot of you Aquarians to be disciplined about your finances, about your money, where your money comes from, where your money goes, how much money you're making, and where your money is being spent. So some of you are going to use your personal finances to expand on your sixth house matters, which I think is great, because you deserve to be healthy. You deserve to have a daily routine that makes you happy and makes you optimistic, instead of burned out and depressed. So yeah, just be careful not to take on too many things that you feel like you can take on with Jupiter here. Of course, just like with every transit, there's a positive side, there's a negative side. But Jupiter is very strong, is exalted in the sign of Cancer. So you're going to be busy, Aquarians. That's how I feel like. And then Jupiter is going to go retrograde on November 12th at 25 degrees of Cancer in an exact trine to Saturn. And that's how we're going to close the year of 2025 with that trine energy, which I think is good. You still feel the heaviness of Saturn, but the energy is constructive here. So I think we're going to finish 2025 on a positive note. This is what I have for you for this transit, Aquarians. Please let us know in the comments, how was Jupiter in your fifth house? Because there's people that are going to go through the same transit. And tell us your expectations for Jupiter in the sixth house. If you want to show some support for my work, please like, subscribe, share this video with people that you think are going to benefit from it. And I wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you on the next video. Hello, dear Pisces suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your Jupiter in Cancer astrology predictions. Jupiter is entering the sign of Cancer on June 9th of 2025, and it's going to remain here until June of 2026. So for an entire year, Jupiter is going to be transiting your fifth house, and it's probably going to bring a lot of opportunities to have a lot of fun. I think this is such a good transit, actually, because, this is a fellow water sign, but Jupiter is exalted in the sign of Cancer. So a lot of you Pisceans are going to be able to go out there, have fun, entertain yourselves, get a drink, enjoy life, and just have a lot of fun in general. For others of you, this transit can indicate working and being creative when it comes to your creative skills and abilities and hobbies that you have. You may be expanding in those things. You may be putting a lot of focus on these things, because Jupiter is also your ancient ruler. So, you are the initiator. And Jupiter, like I said, is strong in the sign of Cancer. It is exalted in the sign of Cancer. So if you have any hobbies, creative skills that you've been wanting to work towards for a while now, or you have already been working on, then Jupiter is going to bring some expansion, blessings, maybe financial rewards as well, because the fifth house is also a financial house. Jupiter is going to bring blessings related to these things. Some of you Pisces are going to have a child added to your lives with this transit. You may have a baby. You may expand in the number of your kids. Maybe if you already have a child or two, then you might welcome a new one with this transit. Others of you, if you're not interested in that, then this transit can indicate expansion in your opportunities to get a lot of to go on dates, to be with romantic interests, to be romantic, to get butterflies, to, date people and be out there to find a significant other. You may have a lot of opportunities here. Jupiter, again, is very strong here, and you might be in the spotlight. You might get other people's attention. The fifth house is also the house of stage, of the house of attention. It's ruled by Leo. So some of you Pisceans are going to be in the center of the attention. You're going to be on the stage here too. And Jupiter is going to give that divine protection and divine touch to whatever you decide to do, or wherever you are as well. Some of you are also going to expand in your circles with friends and acquaintances. Like I kind of mentioned, maybe you're going to go out there and have more fun with them, go on to take on, drinks, and be more social in general, because Jupiter also aspects the 11th house. But generally speaking, I feel like a lot of you are going to embrace a lot of excitement and joy. Now, let's not forget, the nodes are also going to be in your first house and seventh houses. So it's not going to be just rainbows and unicorns. There's other things happening in the sky. But from this particular transit, you're more prone to receiving more positive experiences. Jupiter rules your 10th house. So a lot of you Pisceans are going to enhance your career through your creative skills and hobbies. Others of you are going to use your career and your status that you have to become even more creative and to become even more productive in expressing your creativity. And Pisces are one of the signs that is the most creative out there. So you're going to somehow use your the status that you have and the way how you're known into the world to make these creative skills and hobbies that you have even stronger, and to nurture them and expand them and make them to become even more enhanced. Like, for example, if you are in a career, Jupiter ruler of the 10th house, if you have a career where, I don't know, you use maybe a lot of Excel, then when Jupiter enters the 5th house, maybe you use your creativity to this knowledge that you have about your Excel things to enhance some sort of hobby that you have and creative skill that you have. Maybe you become more organized, maybe you put some schedules in it. This is like such a specific example, but you're using your career and your the knowledge, the industry that you're in, to make your creative skills and hobbies even stronger, and to expand in them and to make them richer as well, more alive too. Others of you are probably going to have a change of status because of a child, being born, like I mentioned earlier. Your family is expanding. Others of you may have a change of status because you are getting in a relationship as well with this transit. And there's a connection here between your 10th house and the 5th house. A lot of you Pisceans are also going to have some sort of benefits coming to your personality and to your individuality, and you may be using your charm and your cool personality to attract people to you, to attract fun to you, to attract individuals that bring joy to you. Some of you may even use your personal charm and individuality to bring a romantic interest towards you, to start and ignite something with them. Others of you may use your individuality to enrich one of your children's lives as well, to make them more confident, to be there for them, to share your knowledge with them as well. So, you may have all these things happening in your lives, Pisces. Now, as Jupiter enters the sign of Cancer, though, there's going to be a square to Saturn and Neptune. We're going to feel this square the most between June 9th and July 14th. But Saturn and Neptune are going to now be at the first and second degree of Aries in your second house. So there may be a need to maybe put in place some finances to expand your creative skills and hobbies. You may be using your personal finances to help one of your children financially. You may be using one of your resources or your money, your personal income, to maybe attract somebody that is a romantic interest, to go on dates with them, to be able to, you know, attract them to your life. And there's a square here, like I mentioned. So there is a need to be either disciplined about your personal finances as you do so, or a need to be careful when it comes to your personal finances, because Neptune here in the second house can bring some fogginess, deceit sometimes, so be careful with that. But Saturn at the same time can cut through the fogginess and clouds. So, it will depend on your personal chart and also your personal decisions. But some of you are going to take action when it comes to your personal finances that you might be putting in place to either help one of your children, to either expand your hobbies and to enrich your hobbies and creative skills, or to attract somebody, a romantic partner into your lives. So, you might be using those finances that you have in the benefit of fifth house matters. But there's an action that needs to be taken here. Where there's squares, there's always action. Now, as Jupiter continues to move in the sky, there's going to be eventually a conjunction to Venus, and that's going to happen on August 11th. We may feel this energy a week before and a week after, but we have the two benefics of the sky in your fifth house. I mean, this is so great, because when it is in the fifth house, it's in a positive aspect to you, to your first house. So a lot of you Pisceans are going to have some beautiful experiences with your children, memorable moments with them. Others of you may go on these beautiful days where you feel a lot of happiness, joy, and pleasantness with a romantic partner. And others of you may just have this ability to tap into higher dimensions and be very creative and, do the right things when it comes to your creative skills and also your personal hobbies. By October 11th, Jupiter is going to be in a trine to Saturn. Jupiter in your fifth house is going to be in a trine to Saturn in your first house, in your sign, in the sign of Pisces. So I feel like by this time, a lot of you Pisceans are going to reap the rewards of the work that you've done with Saturn in the fifth house. With Saturn in your first house. So if you've worked on setting the right boundaries with other people, with romantic partners, with marriage partner, if you've been working on setting boundaries with family members, with authority figures, then you might be able to reap the rewards of the hard work that you've put in all these matters, during the trine aspect between Jupiter and Saturn. Some of you may be putting a lot of work in all areas of your lives with Saturn transiting an angular house for you and in a square to Jupiter, because in 2024 Jupiter was in your fourth house in the sign of Gemini. So that's where you had the square, and you may be wanting maybe to expand in your home environment, but maybe you had to work through a relationship, through a marriage, or through your personality, individuality, to be able to achieve it. So I know a lot of Pisceans have been putting in a lot of work in all areas of your lives, really, in your career, in your home environment, in your partnerships, in your relationships with other people also. You've been putting a lot of work in 2024. You may be putting some more work in 2025 in the first half. But I think by the end of 2025, you're going to reap some rewards that may be long lasting for you. You might find that joy and happiness that is going to come your way with Jupiter in the fifth house. You might receive financial rewards too, because the fifth house is the house of finances after all. And maybe, expansion in your relationships with your children and also with romantic partners as well. Jupiter then is going to go retrograde on November 12th at 25 degrees of Cancer in an exact trine to Saturn, and that's how we're going to end 2025. So I think, this is a wonderful time to reap the rewards, like I said, of a lot of hard work that you've been putting in. It is just beautiful, and this is happening it's happening to you with Saturn in the first house and this connection to Jupiter, your ancient ruler, which is also you in the fifth house. I feel like a lot of you Pisceans are going to feel very happy and receive a lot of joy in your lives. Now, this is still Saturn though, so the heaviness of Saturn does not go away, but But I feel like you're going to be at a good place, generally speaking, with this transit. Now, again, you know, there's going to be eclipses here in your first house, in your seventh house, so not everything is going to be smooth, but this transit specifically probably brings divine protection and blessings with Jupiter in exaltation in your fifth house. This is what I have for you, Pisces. Please let us know in the comments below, how was Jupiter in your fourth house, because there's so many people that are going to go through the same transit and they would love to learn from you, and also your expectations about Jupiter in the fifth house. Now, if you want to show some support about my work, please like, subscribe, and share this video with people that you think are going to benefit from it. I wish you the best of luck, Pisces, and I'll see you on the next video.